All right, back here on the Bernie and Sid show. Lisa Whelchel just walked in. Man, she looks great. God. She looks like Blair. It's like 30 years later. I did get a kick out of this story, this J-Lo story. It's kind of silly. This stripper she's playing in the movie Hustler.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I understand it's going to be hard to find anybody in real life that looks like Jennifer Lopez. I get it. But Jennifer Lopez is only about 1,000,000 times prettier than the actual girl making this movie about.
That stripper was
stupid.
I don't mean to sound mean, but she was gross.
She was gross, yeah. So.
And Jennifer Lopez, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It's fiction.
Trying to make it a little closer to reality.
Essentially, it's fiction. But let's move on to more brighter things.
Somebody that's not gross, who's a wonderful actress.
That's right.
Big-time author. She's done it all. She's beautiful. You know her, of course, as Blair, 1979 through 1988 on The Facts of Life. But she's done a ton of stuff since, and she's got a new exciting project out with MeTV Network, both Collector's Call and Lisa's Call. Let's say hello to our old friend Blair, Lisa Whelchel.
Hello there.
How are you?
Lisa. Welcome.
Good.
Welcome. You are the second member of the cast to be here. Kim Fields was here, not once but twice.
Really? What was she
Loves
here for?
us. She was here.
She had about her book.
The book.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And plus, she's big fans of ours.
Huge fans.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she just wanted to stop by.
I actually, we were talking about somebody, and we were talking about the way they were acting. It wasn't very nice. And I said, "You mean like Dickie?" And she broke into a laugh that she never forgot. I mean, she went nuts. So that's it. We've got her. So we're hoping to get you too.
Well, good.
But that is not something that Lisa Whelchel will laugh at. She is a devout Christian.
Yeah, but you could still laugh at that.
Well, sure. But I think I missed the joke.
No, when somebody's not acting nice, I said the person was acting Dickie.
Oh, like dickish.
Yes, dickish. Right. There you go. There's your devout Catholic, by the way.
Listen, she's not dumb. Right. I just said she wouldn't,
Right. And I guess Kim was kind of shocked that we went there.
Okay.
But now she loves coming on this show. So
good.
congratulations on this latest effort.
Thank you.
2 shows. Now, Lisa's Call, I guess, is going to be about your vivid memories of your great career.
Yes, and it's a one-time thing. So it's leading up to the premiere of Collector's Call, which will be on every Sunday night. But Lisa's Call, MeTV asked me to find my top 5 favorite Facts of Life shows, and so it's a little mini marathon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, what's really cool about it, too, is I have 3 kids. They're all grown. They all have significant others, so they're all coming over Sunday, and we're going to watch the Lisa's Call before Collector's Call.
Nice.
And they haven't seen the Facts of Life since they were little tiny.
It's got to be hard to pick out 5 episodes.
Yes.
The show ran for 9 years.
It was so hard. We had over 200 episodes, so it was really difficult, first of all, to remember them. Like, what was that show about? But, of course, my 5 were memorable, so that made it easier.
Oh, I got to watch this.
Yeah, Collector's Call. And also, I mean, a variety of things. Coca-Cola paraphernalia, Wizard of Oz collectibles. Like what from the Wizard of Oz?
That's a Collector's Call show. That's the other show.
Yeah. And Wizard of Oz, everything, you name it, even a tile from the golden, a golden tile from the Yellow Brick Road that was used in the movie. So all kinds of
Very
things.
cool.
Well, that's a Collector's Call, though.
Yeah.
Lisa's Call is first. Those are your memories.
Right.
Then Collector's Call comes on.
Exactly.
And that's when it's really kind of a vicious show because they're asking people to part with something they find really, really dear, right? One of their pieces of memorabilia, maybe, I know you got the guy from 38 Special and Survivor, right?
Right. Jim Peterick.
Right, that's a
Eye
big
of the
deal.
Tiger. Yeah, but now here's the thing. It's not that vicious because we find out an item they've had, an elusive item that's been on their wish list. We find it, and they get the choice, but they have to trade something of equal value, which is sometimes vicious because what I've learned is these collectors, whether they have 10,000 or 100,000, they know the stories behind every single item they have.
Sure. I know, that's how you feel when you move from a house, right? I mean, you leave back all those memories. You may move into a $5 million house, leave behind a $1 million house, right? So you're seemingly doing better, but you can't replace those memories.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. Yes. And I think that's one of the things that makes this show so special is these are people who are hanging on to their memories. They're bringing them with them and they're adding to them because they just don't want to let go. I think it's the reason why it fits so well with MeTV because that's the same thing. These are classic TV shows that we watch because they bring back memories of past times that were so
channel.
sweet.
I watch it with my kids and they're like, Mommy, you used to watch this? I'm like, yes, and I'll allow you to watch it because it's it's not offensive like
Right.
a lot of other shows.
Not only can kids watch it, but families can watch together because so many of these shows, I mean, they're classic because most of them are archetypal. So they're gonna hit the sweet spot of kids and then the child in us adults too.
Absolutely.
So you have the 40th anniversary of Facts of Life Marathon airing April 7th.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, what is that, Saturday?
It's the Sunday night.
Sunday night, 5 to 8 p.m., and it's hosted by you.
Right.
And now, did you get along with all the people on the show? I mean, did you hate anybody, or was anybody a prima donna?
You know, we genuinely liked each other. We genuinely had fun, and we didn't even know
that's
that
not
was...
what Nancy McKean said on the show.
I don't believe that. No, that's not true.
I don't know. Joe was like, Lisa was just okay. I really like Mindy. I'm kidding. She was
Not
never
true.
here.
I know that's not true.
You starting trouble again, Sydney.
I am. No, but you could tell you guys got along.
Yeah, we
great.
did. And we didn't even realize how unique the set was until many, many years later.
Yeah.
And you know, we would run into other people and they would talk about how much they hated going to work or hated each other or the contract disputes. And maybe it's also the fact that we were all kids.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
very naive and we weren't all caught up in the business part of it. It was still fun to us.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you weren't kids. You were young. But you were kind of I'm not going to use the word sex, but you were the pretty one. By the way, Kim's
the hot one.
Yeah, Kim's a gorgeous girl. Gorgeous
Beautiful.
girl. Beautiful.
Yes. Well, and so was Nancy and Mindy both.
Absolutely.
You know,
It's kind of like, I go back to Saved by the Bell. Tiffany got all the rave, but I always thought Log Voorhees was the prettiest girl on the show. Same thing here, but you were the one who kind of got all the guys' attention. As a young girl, was that fun or a bit intimidating?
You know what? It was just not my experience.
It wasn't?
No. For one thing, I got into show business because I was so shy. My second grade teacher was worried about me because I just would have my nose stuck in a book. And my mom signed me up for acting classes to help me overcome my shyness. And that hasn't gone away. And I didn't date much. I don't really look like Blair. Blair's taller. She has a New York accent. I have a Texas accent. You see me. I'm in tennis shoes.
You're so
and
cute.
and sweatpants. And Blair would not be caught dead wearing this.
You dress more like Joe did.
Right. And the only reason I have makeup on is because I did a video shoot before this. Otherwise, this will be off in 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
You are a real girl.
That's great.
Authentic woman. Listen, a lot of child actors or young adult actresses or whatever, they get into some bad stuff. Mackenzie Phillips and a bunch of others. You didn't. I mean, you escaped all that. Were you tempted at all?
By the way, nobody on that show did.
That's
Nobody
true.
did.
That's true.
Right.
And, I think I credited that just collectively that we really have strong family ties. And that's another show.
Nice.
But
Well done.
See what she did there?
Well done.
but ours, different strokes. There you
Hey,
go.
That's a fact of life.
There you go.
Different strokes. That whole show had issues. From
Yeah, this
Todd
is
Bridges
true.
to Dana Plato to Gary Coleman.
Right.
That
We,
whole
on the
show.
other hand, are all Golden Girls.
Yes.
So,
Look what fantastic.
Just think of this.
Oh, that's
Well done.
fantastic. I'm going to give all the credit, and we lost her last year, to Charlotte Rae.
yes.
She, Miss Garrett, was not only, what I was told at least, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, not only kind of the mother of the house on the show, but in real life she was kind of like that, right?
Yeah, and even though I'll have to say that my relationship deepened with her the older that I got.
Is
the
that
more I
right?
could really appreciate her as a woman. Again, I was a teenager at the time. We were just, I was a prankster on the set too. And
You were?
so, yes. And, but it really, after I went through my divorce and met with her, not like in person, but just met her heart to heart as a woman and realized, just we've been through similar things. And even though there's an age difference, especially as you get older, I think that age gap just narrows.
It does narrow. Because life experience, you find you have more things in common. So if they said to you, Lisa Whelchel, for Collector's Call, one thing that you own right now, that you personally would have the hardest time parting with, but you would do it because that's what the show is all about. Do you have one heirloom?
I do, actually.
What would that be?
Well, I was on the Mickey Mouse Club when I was
Yes,
12.
you were. Yes.
And so
that was not the same time as like Britney Spears
No,
and Justin
that's the
Timberlake.
90s,
right?
Mickey
And
Mouse
then
Club.
Whelchel was before you. You were in the
50s.
middle.
Right. We often refer to ourselves as the forgotten mice.
That's great.
It was like the late 70s, right?
Right, exactly. And in about 20 years ago, Walt Disney, and that's, I'm not speaking German there. They call it Walt Disney because it's all the heirlooms that they keep in the vault that were Disney property. They put them up for auction. And I lost the bid for my pink Mouseketeer ears that I wore on Mondays, which was Who, What, Why, Where, When, and How Day. Somebody else bought them. I reached out to them, said, if you, congratulations, but if you ever choose to sell them, please reach out to me first. And he said, well, I'll absolutely keep you in mind. And then about 2 weeks later, I received a call from him, and he asked if he could meet me somewhere and told me the story that he had them archivally prepared by all his, experts, was taking them to put them in the warehouse where he keeps things, along with, he also owns my Facts of Life Eastland uniform.
Oh, wow.
He collects TV memorabilia. And he said he popped in a CD of TV theme songs. He was unloading his van. He picked up the mouse ears, and the thought came to him, maybe these do belong to Lisa and her family. Wow. But then he said, he quickly dismissed that because he had spent a lot of money. And then he took them, and as soon as he had them in his hands and that thought crossed his mind, the Facts of Life theme song played across the warehouse. Wow. And he said,
that's like divine intervention.
I know. He said, I'm not a very religious man, but I figured I better pay attention to that. And he gave them to me.
Very sweet. That's a nice story. Well, great way to end the interview because we are out of time, Lisa Whelchel. But Me TV Network, the original series Collector's Call, hosted by you.
Yes.
Lisa Whelchel from The Facts of Life. The series premieres this Sunday, April 7th. And it's followed by Lisa's Call, a 40th anniversary, The Facts of Life marathon.
The other way around. Lisa's Call first, then Collector's Call.
Okay, I'm just reading from the paper.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is the other way around.
You have the paper upside down.
It's right here. But look,
Jewish, she reads backwards.
And they have,
which is different than dickish.
I take back that Christian stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Look, Lisa Whelchel, it was a pleasure.
That was great.
It's nice to meet both of you.
A pleasure.
All three of you.
Good luck to you. Thank you
you
very much.